Makes sense. All right, so chat, hello. Adventurers, hello. Tell me a little bit about your characters here.
Rampy, go first. I got food in my mouth.
Well, I don't remember shit.
Are you fucking kidding me? We just
What's
spent
your
like
name?
2
What's
hours
your
on
class?
this.
Oh. Name
Fuck.
Max. Druid Max. I'm a level 5 druid. Okay.
Okay. What else?
What else am I supposed to say again?
Where are you from, man? What's your story?
Make something up.
You see, I'm from the dark thing, right?
The dark thing from the
Underdark.
Underdark.
Yeah, I got into a fight right there, and then boom, I got
Yeah.
conscience under a tree, and then this guy right here, I forgot his name.
Bob.
Hi.
Bob. Yeah, Bob. He put me into his arms and helped me to where I am now.
What a caring individual.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect segue too. We're here to meet Bob.
Hello, I am Broccoli. I am playing Bob Blah Blah, the level 5 human barbarian. May not be the brightest guy, but apparently he's caring enough to, I guess, help out some unconscious guy underneath the tree.
Just out in the woods.
Yeah, I think probably just more curious than anything.
Probably. Sick, man, sick. All right, so you guys have been traveling together for some time. You've kind of got to know each other. You've grown close
Over a couple hours.
over a couple hours because he found him in the woods unconscious just a couple hours ago.
That is correct.
That is correct. You urge Max to seek medical attention, but he's adamant that he doesn't need it. He says he's a healer himself, but you still kind of say that it's best to find some help, and so you both head off towards the city of Valoren in the east. And as you approach the city, you see that it's a very large, kind of sprawling place. Definitely a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of merchants live there. Where's the fancy screen? Right. I didn't do the fancy screen. We're still on this one. Here we go, guys. This is Bob Boblaw. Sorry, Bob Loblaw. And Max.
Check out my wall.
This is our fancy D&D screen. Rampy, do you see your picture?
Thing is still loading. Oh shit, I'm the leadership. Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Jesus, I look disgusted.
Hell yeah. I mean, no, that's hot. Here, let me get you the real one real quick. There you go. All right. These are our adventures. Anyways, you guys are headed towards the city of Valoren, and you see it's a large city. You do see a coast on the other side. It's a coastal city. There's a port on one end, but you're approaching from the west side, where the main gate is. It's double walled, a couple different levels. You can tell it's a very it's a pretty bumpin' place. You approach, and there are guards. And what do you do?
Ask Broccoli for help.
Obviously, you hit your head, right?
Yeah.
Bob's just gonna walk up to the gate and start pushing on it.
It opens. It opens and you walk into the city. These guards see a lot of trade every day, and typically they don't stop people unless they look very suspicious. You guys look pretty normal. They get a lot of adventurers. So the gate pushes open, and you enter what appears to be the main street. Down at the end of it, there's a large fountain. People are bustling every which way. Like I said, it's a port city, it's a trade city. There are people of all different races, all different sizes, colors, shapes, and all that. and you need to. As you were urging him, you need to find medical attention, but you're in a strange place. So who do you ask? Rampy, are you going to do anything?
Where the fuck am I?
You're in Valorant on the main street.
You're in Valorant on the main street.
What are we doing here?
Trying to find you medical attention.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, where's the doc?
Who are you saying that to?
Bob.
Bob?
I don't know.
Well, shit.
You don't know?
I don't know. I'm confused as shit right.
Bob just kind of shrugs.
All right. Well, as you're standing there doing your I don't know, you don't know, I don't know, you don't know, you're standing in front of a doorway, and a dwarf comes bustling around the corner carrying a crate of just scrap parts and tools. And he bumps into Max. Pretty hard.
Listen here, you little shit.
No. Pretty hard.
Oh,
He's carrying some speed. So I'm going to need you to make a dexterity check.
Uh-huh.
Roll a d20.
Got it. 17.
17. All right. You don't even have to. Yeah, fine. You make it. You manage to catch yourself.
I was gonna say, just so he learns, like he rolls a 17 and then adds his dex modifier.
Yeah. So typically you would. That was a really good roll, though.
Okay.
What is your dex modifier again? It's pretty average.
12.
Yeah. You get.
Yeah, so it's +1.
You get a +1, so you'd have an 18.
Nice.
So you catch yourself. You manage to catch yourself, but this little dwarf, poor bastard, is sent sprawling to the floor, and his box of stuff is kicked out all over the ground. And as he's picking himself, he stands up and he goes, "Oh, terribly sorry. I didn't mean to bump you. Is everybody okay?" And he looks you up and down, and he's pretty thick-looking little dwarf. So, I mean, he really could have hurt you. But fortunately, everybody's okay. You tell him that, and he continues to apologize. Sorry, really didn't mean any trouble. Just kind of moving things around the shop here. The name's Demlin Ironbreaker. Can I help you guys with anything? Is there any way that I can possibly repay you?
Bob points at Max. I think he hurt his head.
The dwarf kind of looks at you and asks, "Is this true? Is your head hurt?"
Yes.
Yes. All right, well, I can take you to a healer. You don't... Never mind, let's go. So he walks you down the street, and you approach this kind of temple-looking building with two large pillars on the outside. And he leads you inside, and he says, "All right, in here, you're going to find the healer you seek. Tell her Demlin sent you. She'll give you a discount, okay?"
Okay.
Very, very stimulating conversation from this one, and he looks up to Bob. All right, very stimulating conversation from that one, too. You guys enjoy your healing, and if you need anything, I'll just be down the street right where we came from, okay?
Okay.
Enjoy your healing. And he sends you away.
Stares off blankly.
He sends you into the to the healer's den. Inside there is kind of a desk set out in the front. It's sort of set up like a typical hospital lobby almost.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And a short human woman sitting at the front looks up and notices you and says, "Hello. How may I help you?"
I need healing.
You need healing. Okay. What for?
My head.
Your head. Very well. I will see if I can find you a healer. And she kind of pours over some papers, flicks through them, making it look like nobody's available, but you've entered through the city not moments ago. You're not in a very rich part of town yet. This here has nothing going on. And eventually says, yes, okay, we have an opening. She'll see you now, if that's okay.
Yes.
All right, just through the left door on the back. She kind of points. Tries to usher you through.
Bob will just continue waiting in the lobby.
Okay.
Wait, no, Bob, come
Just
with me.
kinda staring off at a wall.
Rampy, are you going to go in?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to get
Sorry,
jumped.
Max, you're not going to get jumped. This is a place of healing.
Well,
Tell you what, we'll make it short and painless. The
what?
the healer mends you and swindles you for 10 gold pieces. Because really, it was nothing. It was all in your head. But takes 10 gold pieces from you and sends you right back out the door with basically a bandage and just kind of a lay on hand spell with nothing else to it. You are completely fine. And you're back out in the lobby with Bob.
Well, shit. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Max. Bob kind of leans over and inspects the bandages and kind of taps on his head a little bit with his knuckles. Is it better now?
Little.
Bob continues to tap on his head.
Okay.
That kind of hurts.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So, now that your healing's done, you make your way back outside into the city. And Demlin is there waiting for you. In all of the commotion, you didn't really notice much about him before. But you see that, like I said, he's a very stout-looking dwarf with brown hair, shaved on the back and sides, and a very long beard with a gray streak right down the center, braided, almost like a checker pattern. Like one half has been taken with the gray side, the other half has been with the brown, and it's been braided in and out. And he's kind of standing there, just kind of staring off into space. You can tell that he's very concerned, hoping that he really didn't hurt you too much. And he looks up and he finally notices you and he goes, "Oh, good, you're fine. Good, you're good. So they took care of you then?"
Yeah.
Excellent. So, what brings you boys to this part of town other than the healing?
That was it, I think.
It was
I'm
just the
looking
healing.
for harpies.
Harpies.
What?
There've not been harpies in this area for perhaps 200 years.
Never mind, I'm not looking for harpies anymore.
Doubt there'll be anytime
Don't
soon.
like harpies.
No, harpies are terrible, screechy little bastards. So, are you what are your boys' professions? Are you perhaps
I do
looking...
magic.
You do magic. What kind of magic?
A lot of magic.
Very well. Are you perhaps looking for work?
Bob just kind of shrugs and pulls out a javelin. I like to poke things with these.
Right. I actually might have a job for you, gentlemen. He's kind of you can tell he's a little bit intimidated by you just because you're a very large individual. You're much taller than he is, and you don't seem to, at least in his eyes, you don't seem to recognize anything as a threat around you. And that's very strange to him in this part of the town because, as I said, this is not a very good part of town.
Bob starts to pretend like he's stabbing imaginary creatures now.
He's again kind of shaken. Okay,
Yeah.
so as I said, if you two are the type that I think you are, we may have a job for you. There's a man in town. I'll ask that you seek him out. He is a scribe in the upper portion of the city where a lot of the rich folk live, and he goes by the name of Tokus Milner. Seek him out. He's got a personal request to make of you.
Okay.
All right. If you need any directions, there's a map in the center of town up by the fountain. Reference that. but I think for the most part, you'll be able to find him at his home, and he gives you the address for his house, which you can find then on the map. But he does point it out, kind of off in the distance. You can see it. It's a tall, very tall building with a kind of a spire or a tower on it, and it's right up at the edge of the Rich District, which is again behind another wall.
Bob is very glad that he pointed it out.
Hmm?
I said Bob is very glad that he pointed it out.
Oh, good. Okay. All right then. I'll send you on your way unless you need anything from me. I done the smithy here in the lower district, but you seem very well equipped. I'll let you go.
How tall are you?
How tall am I?
Yeah.
4 feet.
Damn, you're short as shit.
Kind of looks up at you. He's a little insulted, but at the same time, he knows, even for a dwarf, he's kind of short.
That's not very nice, Max.
Fuck this, Bob. Let's go.
All right, well, happy hunting. And he waves you off.
Okay.
Bye.
Short shit.
You should be nicer, Max.
Listen, he was pretty short.
Where are you guys headed?
Bob shrugs and starts walking the way that he pointed.
Okay. So as you're walking, a lot of hustle and bustle, like I said. You eventually make your way up to the fountain, and the building is actually just behind it. There's a large staircase, kind of wider at the bottom, that narrows up towards the top. And up on that is a gilded gate with several more guards standing on the outside of that one. There are a number of shops and taverns, inns, places to drink, places to just kind of relax around this kind of city center, around the fountain. Nothing really stands out as super flashy. Again, this is kind of the lower end of things, but up beyond the gate, you can definitely tell that there are some far nicer establishments if that's what you're looking for. You also see the tower just on the other side of the gate, slightly off to the right side of it.
Bob,
Yeah.
let's go have a drink.
Okay.
So you guys are going to enter one of the taverns?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just gonna follow Max.
All right, so you guys make your way over towards one of the taverns, and you open the doors. And inside, it's just as busy as it is out. The waiters, servers, waitresses are all moving very fast, spilling drinks, spilling food. Nobody seems to care. They're just kind of picking it up, eating it, and drinking it as they go. Everybody's having a really good time. There's a lot of partying going on. And for being the middle of the day, this kind of strikes you as strange. But then again, it's Sunday. It's the day of rest. And a lot of people have their time off. So, where would you like to sit? Or are you going to go straight up to the bar?
Go to the bar, I guess.
Going to go up to the bar?
Yeah.
Alrighty. A very portly looking fellow turns around, looks you up and down. He says, "My, never seen one so big. What can I get for you?"
That's what she said. Anyways, let me get one of your finest tequila.
Tequila. What's a tequila?
Oh, we used to have that in my spot.
In your spot?
Yeah, just give me whatever's good in there.
Tell you what, we've got a few things that I think are probably not the same by any means. Never heard of tequila before, but definitely one of our stronger drinks. And he pulls out kind of a smaller tumbler, we'll call it, and pours kind of a thick brown liquid into it. Shoves it across the table to you. And he says, That'll be 5 gold pieces.
Hands it over.
You hand him the money?
Yeah.
All right, easy enough. So you're down 15 gold pieces right now.
Worth it.
You pick up the drink, kind of slosh it around a little bit. It's really thick, kind of syrupy almost. And you knock it back. It's got an almost sour kind of flavor to it. Definitely very, very alcoholic. You don't necessarily feel the buzz yet, but you can definitely feel it burning all the way down into your gut. And because it's so thick, it kind of sticks there and just continues to burn for probably a couple extra seconds longer than it should.
Huh. Excuse me, what's in this drink?
Well, it's a mixture of molasses and straight rye, like a whiskey.
I like it.
That's good. Would you like another?
No, I'm good.
No, very well. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Can I get you an ale or anything else? Any food?
No, but I kind of want to know, do you know a guy by the name of Tokus?
Guy by the name... Oh, Tokus! Aye! Doesn't really come down here very often, but a lot of us know about him. There's been talk in the town about his brother.
Brother?
Aye. Yeah, he's got a brother. Now, we're not sure where his brother came from, but his brother is, in fact, a tiefling. And because of that, has actually caused quite a bit of a stir in town. They say that there are dealings going on up there, you know, with demons.
Oh.
Scary shit, very scary shit. Nothing I like to get involved in. But anyways, that's all just rumors. If you're looking for Tokus, you just want to go up through the Gilded Gate.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, he'll be the first house on the right.
Bob,
Yeah.
go to the thingy-mabobber up there.
Where?
The house, where Tokus, whatever is over there. Let's go.
As you guys are talking, a bar fight breaks out behind you between two of the gentlemen, and somebody actually picks up a stool and throws it, misses their target completely, and the stool shatters on Bob's back.
No.
It doesn't take any damage. It was an old, crappy chair, but definitely made a big noise and kind of set you off.
Bob turns around. Why'd you do that?
Both of these guys just kind of like look up at you. They're a little bit shorter than you, but you are much larger than they are, and they both look at you in awe, and you can kind of see that they're visibly shaken by you. And the guy in the back kind of just says, "Sorry."
It wasn't very nice.
No, you're right. It wasn't nice at all. Very sorry. And then he points to the guy in front of him. It was him.
Why'd you hit me with a chair?
This guy is just absolutely awestruck, speechless, just kind of stammering to himself. And the guy in the back says, "Oh, he was talking. He was talking very badly about you. He said you were ugly. Something about your mother."
Hey, don't speak about Bob's mother like that.
That makes me sad.
And they both kind of look at each other now, not really sure what to do. They were fully expecting to be basically killed by you. And this kind of throws them off a little bit, and they just kind of back away slowly, not really sure about how stable you are.
Perfect.
Alright, so you guys are gonna stick around, head out?
Yo, Bob, you trying to roll out?
Yeah.
It's okay. He didn't mean.
Bob the Gentle Giant. You guys are heading out, though?
Bob just continues to sniffle and just walks out with Max.
Poor guy. All right, you guys are back out by the fountain. Things are pretty much the same. A lot of business going on, and the gate is now on your left, which would put Demlin on your right.
Bob, where the hell are we going again?
I was following you.
Oh God.
Me? Really?
He pointed over this way, I think.
Yeah, let's go over there.
All right, so which way did you point?
To the Tokus's house.
Okay. I was about to say roll a d4 if you're not sure.
I'm also not sure.
All right, you pointed left. Good memory. So you both kind of head up these stairs. There's a lot of them. They go up quite a ways. But you do make it up to the top, and this time you are actually stopped by the guards. And the one closest to you kind of sticks his hand out in front of you and goes, "Where do you think you're going?"
Up.
Looks over to his friend. He says, "Up." What a character. What business have you got in this district?
The little dwarf told us to come over here.
What little dwarf?
His name is Dwellin. Some shit.
Oh, you mean Demlin?
That guy.
All right. Have you got a shipment for him or something?
Yeah?
Bob just kind of shrugs.
All right. May we see the shipment?
Whispers at Bob. Should we just fuck them up?
Bob looks over to Max and just out loud says, "What?"
Alright, listen. We just need to see this Toki whatever guy.
Tokus.
Yeah.
What would you need to see the Lord Scribe for?
We need to
I
speak.
think he said I could poke things.
Show us
if I went
Bob, shut up!
over there.
He said you could poke things. And you're looking for
Yeah.
Tokus. No.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said that he could let me poke things.
Yeah. He said that we could go and help him. He wants us to poke something for him.
Wants you to... All right, well, I'm in no position to ask questions about a man's personal life, about his choices. I suppose you can go through this one time, but, it might interest you to perhaps reward me for my kindness.
How much?
How much? Oh, say 20 gold pieces.
How about 10?
He looks over at his partner again and he says, "That'll be 10 guildlings apiece, lad."
Bob.
Bob sits down on the ground and gets out his gold pouch and starts counting. 1, 2.
Jesus, Bob, count faster.
He counts out his 10 gold pieces and gives it to the guard.
He kind of looks at it in his hand.
10 gold pieces.
He kind of looks at it in his hand and he goes, "Thank you. And now for you." And he looks right at you, Max.
Bob just keeps walking up the steps.
Fuck. Nah, I really wish I had that drink. All right, give me a second. Where the fuck I put the gold at? All right, here.
Here, what?
Take the gold. Here.
Oh, 10 pieces, thank you. All right, well, I appreciate your business. And he kind of winks at you. Kind of insulting. looks up at towards the gate, kind of waves off the other 2 guards that are up there. He says, "You may pass, but please," and he looks right at Bob, "don't poke anything you're not supposed to."
Okay.
So you guys continue up. You pass the second set of guards. They open the gate for you. Beautiful gates, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous. And you are definitely in a completely different part of town. There are far, far fewer people here. But the people that you do see seem to be very, very well-mannered. Kind of well-to-do individuals, obviously with a lot of money. On your right side, maybe 300 feet away from the actual gate, you do see Tokus's house with a large spire on it. You assume is where he works most of the time. And on the left, very suddenly, and out of nowhere, you see what appears to be a large, red-skinned minotaur with horns made of gold, just sprinting down the street in a circle. Which way do you go?
Bob.
Bob just kind of stops and is watching the Minotaur.
The Minotaur kind of continues doing circles, and as you look closely, you can see that he's chasing a guy in colorful robes. And after a couple more revolutions and some shouting, he turns around, and a big ball of fire comes out of his hand, right past the Minotaur. And the Minotaur turns into a cart. And on this cart, you see that there are 5 different flavors of beef jerky lined up. And the man is now behind it, shouting, "Jerky Pro! The best jerky in all of Valoran!" And these people start to kind of gather around.
Dude, I love it.
He says, "If you'd like to try some, you absolutely can. We have all different sizes and flavors of jerky. And if you whisper in me ear, Falcon, you'll get 5% off your order." At this point, the guards kind of rush over and pick up his cart and pick this guy up, and they say, "You're not supposed to be up here. This is the 3rd time this week. Get out of this part of town!" And they throw him down the stairs right out the gate. And he's kind of shrieking the whole time, screaming something about Falcon, Falcon at checkout, Falcon. Now that episode is over,
Bob's stomach rumbles.
you guys are going to head over to Tokus's house, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You approach... Fuck you, Killa. You
Perfect, by the way.
You approach the door, and right on the front of it is kind of a large knocker. Rampy.
Excuse me?
That doesn't do anything. Knocker, that doesn't do anything for you? Anyways, there's a large knocker that looks like a set of horns, kind of wrapped up. There's nothing hanging from them. It's literally just the horns there. And windows are up higher, kind of barred down at the front. It's very close to the seedy part of town. So security is, I think, a little tighter on this part of it. But looking up it's a large white building with red shingles. And all the way up in the spire, you can see that the window is in fact open.
Bob walks up to the door and starts pushing on it.
The door doesn't budge.
Bob, try poking it.
You don't poke doors, you push on them. Bob continues to push on it, pushes a little bit harder.
All right.
Max's help.
Max is helping push.
Yep.
All right. If you guys want to do a strength check real quick, assisted.
All right.
What'd you roll?
23.
23. Rampy?
I have no clue what I'm rolling.
So you're going to roll a d20 and then add whichever your strength modifier is.
22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, so the combined weight and just power behind Max and Bob I think is enough to actually get through it. You start to hear the bolts kind of screech a little bit, kind of creak, and then eventually the deadlock bolt gives way, and the door flies open, slams into the other wall, and you see the deadlock bolt skittering across the ground along with a number of nails.
It's a strong door.
You've successfully broken the door. Are you going to enter?
We are strong. Yes, we
Alrighty.
enter.
Bob walks inside, then puts the door back up in the doorway.
So, after you put the door back, you look around and you see kind of a dining set, a large table, a few candles lit. There's a fire lit, a fireplace just on the other side of the table there. A lot of bookshelves filled with scrolls, parchment, books, all kinds of stuff. There are ink pots scattered all over a desk on the left side near a window, and just feather quills everywhere. It is unmistakable you are in the house of a scribe.
Bob just kind of yells out, "Hello?"
No response?
Hello?
No response again. After about a minute, you do hear footsteps coming down. And from the back of the room, a door flies open, and a small head pokes out. And he's just kind of, this guy is just kind of staring at you. He's got very plain features, very, very pale skin, blonde hair. And he's dressed in pretty normal looking robes, not too ritzy, but definitely not rags. And he just kind of stares at you for a moment, and eventually asks, "Who are you?"
I'm Bob.
I'm Mac.
What are you doing in my house?
The little dwarf guy told us to come here.
How did you get in?
I pushed on the door.
You need to buy a new door, by the way.
He looks
It's a strong door.
He looks around you guys at the door. It's still like in the frame. He can't really see because of the low light. He can't really see any of the bolts or anything are missing. And he goes, "What did you do to my door?"
I opened it.
It was locked.
It's not locked anymore.
Apparently not.
But you push on doors to open them.
Well, all that aside, you said a dwarf sent you.
Yeah.
What dwarf?
The one with the box of things.
Box of things.
He ran into Max.
Kind of strokes his chin for a minute.
I think his name was Dwellin.
Dwellin? Demlin.
Demlin, that guy.
Oh, Demlin. He's an old family friend. Well, if he sent you up, there must be a good reason. What can I do for you?
Are you Tokus?
I am.
Looks at Bob.
I told him that I like to poke things, and he pointed over here.
He kind of looks at you guys up and down for a moment, and now that he's not so shocked that you're in his house, he is noticing that you guys are definitely equipped for action, we'll say, kind of combat and general exploring, and he says, Oh, I know why he sent you then. You must be here to help with my brother.
Your brother?
Oh, he didn't tell you.
No.
Aye, my brother's been missing. About 10 weeks now, I think. He's normally very quiet, but I haven't heard from him in far too long. I've begun to worry. You see, down in the Beggar's Quarter, there have been a string of murders. Nobody's really sure what they are. Anybody that goes down to investigate, they die. They don't come back. never to be seen again. Now, Demlin said that he's seen a lot of the bodies. Well, not a lot, but some. And he doesn't think that it's a man. The lord of the town seems to think it's a man. He refuses to believe anything else, but Demlin says that it's got to be something far worse, something sinister. And I'm concerned that my brother may have fallen prey to him, and I'd like for you to seek out some sign of him, perhaps? I just need to know that he's okay.
You want us to go investigate?
Aye, that's what I'm asking. Is that an acceptable proposition? You will be paid, of course.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Now, as a scribe, I don't make much, but I can definitely make it worth your while.
About how much we talking?
Well, let's see if I can... He does some quick calculations in his head, kind of, taps on his chin, taps his foot. He's thinking very thoroughly about this. Tax season and the Lord. I could probably give you, 230 gold pieces.
Each?
For the both of you.
Ooh.
How much beef jerky will that buy?
Well, you mean that crazy man that keeps coming up into the...
I'm really hungry.
Gosh, I think he sells them for 50 silver a pound. Buy 2 cows worth for that.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So you'll do it?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it. Really, I can't even express how grateful I am. He's kind of just shaking with joy right now. So the beggar's quarter. Which way did you come into the city?
Bob.
Bob just kind of shrugs and guesses at which direction and points.
Tokus kind of looks out the window and he goes, that must be the main gate. The other side's the port, and that's where most of our business comes through, but it's either that or the south side. And if it was the south side, well, you may not have made it here. So the beggar's quarter is on the south side of the city. You can get there by going out the gate you came in to get into this part of the town, this district. Go down to Demlin's shop, since you know where that is. And then take a left. You're going to go directly south. You're going to follow that until it looks like an absolute shithole. That is the beggar's quarter.
Okay.
Are the directions clear?
Clear.
Bob just kind of putting his hand on his chin and nodding.
He's looking at you. He kind of understands that you're not 100% absorbing it, but he's got enough faith where he thinks you'll find it. Do be careful, though. Even though there is something kind of running rampant, people have still been robbed near that part of town. Not many people left live there. I think the beggars that sleep in the street mostly have either been killed or pushed off to some other part of town, but still, do be careful.
All right. Let's go, Bob.
Bob's still nodding.
Is your friend okay?
I hope so.
Huh?
Okay.
Oh, we're going now?
Yeah, Bob.
Okay. Bob walks over to the door and picks it up and moves it to the side and walks out.
Tokus just kind of stands there in shock.
Tell you need a new door.
Puts his hands up to his face. Kind of drags him down like, oh. Alright, so you guys are leaving the house.
Going toward Demlin's shop.
So you've gone down through the gilded gate, past the guards, who kind of chuckles and laughs and gives you a smile.
Bob, can I kill him?
That's not very nice.
Okay, never mind.
I hope the jerky's down here.
There are bits of jerky on the stairs.
Bob, quick, grab the jerky.
Bob
Put it in
just
your
kind of walks down the stairs, picking up jerky and eating it as he picks it up.
Don't eat it all, Bob. Save me some.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
Get your own jerky.
Ah, fine.
As you reach the bottom of the stairs, the man in the bright robe is repairing his cart. He's kind of putting the wheel back on. He doesn't seem overly upset that he's been thrown down these steps. It's obviously happened a number of times before. And the cart's in pretty rough shape. But he's on your right. The fountain is in front of you, and you're back in that kind of city square area. And as you approach it, the bustle kind of picks back up.
Where are we going now, Max?
Oh, yeah. Let's take a left from Demlin's shop and let's go south.
You guys push past the fountain, back down to Demlin's shop. You can kind of see him inside. He's keeping busy, doing blacksmith stuff. You round the corner right near his shop. And it's sort of a long back alley. Definitely not a main street by any means. A couple signposts here and there for various shops. On the right, there's a clothier. And further down on the left, there's a dangling, kind of a dangling sign for what appears to be like an archery shop. As you continue down this road, it seems to get visibly darker, even though it's only in the afternoon. And sort of feels kind of oppressed. Very kind of heavy feeling place. Very damp. Almost seems cloudier here in a way. And after another 100 feet or so, you start to really see what Tokus was talking about. A lot of the buildings are completely destroyed, almost beyond repair. So, all made of wood, some of them with some plaster parts on them. A lot of plaster is actually crumbled off and is in the streets. Barrels are cracked open and just laying out, nothing in them. There are giant holes in some of the walls. Several buildings have actually caught fire and burned down to the ground. This is kind of a forgotten quarter of the city. You can tell that at one point it was kind of a richer part of the city, maybe a long, long time ago, way back in the day. But has since been abandoned and kind of passed down to a lower class of citizen that did not take very good care of it.
Bob, you're going first.
Okay. Bob just keeps walking.
All right,
Max is hiding behind Bob.
Fearless Bob, pushing down the street, forging ahead. You arrive at the end of the street, and it's just a wall. It goes straight down to the end of the wall. On the left, there's a very large kind of building, again, very collapsed and broken in. On the right, there are 2 or 3 smaller ones. Several areas are wet still. There's actually blood in some places. None of it looks very fresh, but there is some blood. Sort of between 2 of the smaller buildings.
Bob, it don't look safe here.
Okay. Bob just kind of walks over between the buildings to look.
All right, and as you approach, you do notice out of the corner of your eye a shadow kind of skittering by. Walking down here is probably taking about half an hour. It's a very large city, like I said. So this is kind of getting into late afternoon now. What would you like to do between these 2 houses?
I guess I'll... Can I make an investigation check?
Yeah.
Nine.
9. You look around, and you do see the blood that you saw earlier. Reach down and kind of touch it, and pull it up, and it does stick to your hand a little bit. But you can't really tell if it's fresh or not. A lot of the buildings are kind of leaking. They're very wet and moist. And a lot of it could actually just be that it's been re-wet kind of recently.
Bob turns around and kind of whispers to Max. Max, there's blood.
Bob, people died here.
Rampy, go ahead and make a perception check.
D20?
Yeah, so you roll a d20, then add your perception.
That'll be +3.
16.
16. Okay.
Yep.
You see that the blood kind of trails away down behind one of the houses and kind of disappears behind some barrels and stuff. And right around those barrels, you do see 2 or 3 rats, and they look up and see you, and they're just kind of staring at you right now. Not really afraid of you by any means.
Whisper at Bob. Bob, step on them.
Step on what?
Step on the rats.
Oh, there's rats. Bob pulls out a javelin and starts walking towards the rats.
As you approach, 2 or 3 of the rats skitter away, but there's still 1 or 2 left. And they're just kind of watching you. Again, these ones are probably the bravest or the stupidest of the bunch.
I'm going to start poking the rats if they're in range.
They are in range. You're upon them. You're within 5 feet. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. $20.
20. You hit the rat. You spear the rat straight through, head to back. Would you like to roll for the other one too?
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead and roll.
$16.
All right, you hit that one too. This one you get through the ribs as it's trying to get away. So 2 quick stabs, and you pick them up. You turn around and you show Max your new rat kebab.
I got them.
Put that away from me, please.
Sorry. Bob just kind of shakes the javelin until the rats fall off.
The first rat flies off and splats against a building, and the other one just kind of like slides right off to the bottom. Now that the rats are all gone, Rampy, you continue to follow this blood trail, and it sort of leads between 2 more of the buildings. It kind of twists through the maze that is this really dilapidated part of town, until eventually it just stops. It's between 3 or 4 buildings. It's again really kind of foggy and crappy back here, and there's not really a whole lot of note.
Huh. Bob, what you think about this?
Can Bob just look around too?
Yeah.
Like a perception or something over there?
Yeah, do your perception.
22.
22. Excellent. Okay. Bob sort of looks around, and he sees a number of things that seem almost out of place. There's a small scrap of cloth hanging from a broken beam, like a support. And it is bloodstained at about 6 feet off the ground. He does notice more blood. This appears to be kind of washed away almost, as though the last large rain that had actually happened had taken most of it away. And being out on the road, you do know that it has rained in this area in the past few days. But the trail from that blood actually kind of swirls between a lot of the stone and goes into a drainage, kind of a drainage grate, I guess. Yeah, near the side of the street. And around that grate, there actually appears to be more blood. Not like it was washed there, but like it had actually landed there.
Alright, Bob's gonna grab the piece of cloth hanging and just kind of stick his arm out with the cloth and towards Max. I found this.
What can I do with this?
I found it.
You can look at it.
I'm touching it.
Okay. Go ahead and do... We'll do... We'll just do a straight intelligence check. Roll a d20.
18.
18. All right, you know this cloth. You've seen it before. It was on one of the guards at the very front of the town. Your memory's kind of foggy because you had a supposed head injury, but you do remember this specific type of fabric being the underlayer of kind of the quilted part of the armor that these guards were wearing.
Bob, I believe guards were killed here.
Oh, that's not good. Was it the rats?
Maybe?
You hear a sound behind you.
Oh, what?
You hear a kind of a skittering sound behind you and a clank of metal.
Bob turns around.
Max chases it.
You're going to walk towards the sound?
Fuck yeah.
All right. You run down the street and around the corner to where you think you saw the, or heard the sound, where you saw the sound. And you don't see anything. There's nothing there. At least nothing moving, nothing alive. You look around, there are more of the sewage grates, kind of the storm grates along the street, and down the street a little bit, right in the middle, is a large metal manhole cover. But other than that, nothing else really noteworthy.
Bob's just gonna point down at the grates and tell Max, all the blood's down here.
Let's go over there.
All right, you're gonna go over to the grates.
Yep.
Okay, what are you gonna do to them?
Look at him and stuff.
Okay, roll an
Bob's just
investigation.
gonna-
It's a D20.
Yeah, what's Bob gonna do?
I was gonna say Bob was gonna kind of bend down and put his hand on one of the grates and see if he can pull it up.
We'll do the investigation first.
16.
16, and you have a 0 modifier, so that's good.
Yeah.
You look down into the grate. You don't see a whole lot. It is pretty dark down there, but you do see a little tiny bit of light coming from inside the grate. And from that light... Actually, no, you can't see a whole lot. You guys are both human. You don't even have you don't have dark vision. All right, so you notice kind of a glow down below. You said you were going to try and pick the grate up.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll strength.
13.
13. All right, you bend over. You wrap your hands around two of the large bars, and you pull and you pull and you yank. Nothing happens.
Let me give it a try.
Okay. Bob steps aside.
Roll a strength check.
19.
19. See.
Wait, let me do my math right. Yeah.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
All right. You bend down and you grab the bars in pretty much the same spot that Bob did. And you pull and you pull and you start to hear kind of a groan. Metal is groaning. And then pop! You hear something kind of crack. You let go of the grate, which is still attached to the ground. You take 3 or 4 steps back, and then you reach back. And you hold your back. The grate has not popped open, but you've exerted so much effort that you've kind of thrown something out of place.
Fuck.
After a few minutes, you kind of stretch it out. Everything seems to be okay. So you're not hurt from it. It's just very uncomfortable.
It's a really strong door.
You hear scratching again behind you.
Bob's gonna turn around and look towards the sound.
This time you see a rat in the middle of the street, kind of sitting on top of the manhole cover, sniffling around for something. Doesn't seem to take any notice to you.
Follow the rap.
Yeah, Bob's gonna get his javelin out and kind of start walking towards the rat.
The rat's going to look up as it hears your footsteps getting closer, and it's going to skitter away.
Can I throw my javelin?
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
23.
23, that hits. You pin the rat to the ground. Probably 13 feet away from you. It didn't get very far before you actually nailed it.
Nice throw.
Bob's gonna walk over and pick up his javelin again, shake the rat off.
Alright. The rat falls to the ground with a thud. And,
There's another door over here, Max.
You wanna go check it out?
Okay.
Let's go.
Bob's gonna try and lift the manhole cover now.
okay. Are you going to just kind of go at it with your hands?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
I rolled a 1.
You, you bend over.
Rip.
I guess,
You rolled a 1 twice?
no, I was actually about to ask. I don't know if you do like 1s and 20s on every check or just attack rolls or what.
No, every check.
Okay, so then yeah.
Yeah, that's a critical failure. You bend over to reach for this manhole cover. And as you do, you actually grab the metal ring on the outside and try and pull that up. And to your surprise, you actually successfully move this thing probably a good inch, and you lift it up out of the ground. But beyond that, nothing happens.
Bob, do we have any other? Help Broccoli with the door thing.
You're gonna go for the try and lift the manhole cover?
Yeah,
All right,
but can Bob help?
sure. Just go ahead and do a strength check. With advantage. So roll
20.
twice.
Oh wait, roll 2 times.
Roll twice, take the highest one, yeah.
Yeah, 27.
27. Alright. Yeah, you reach down with the help of Bob. You guide his hands inside of the actual, like, ring that the cover is sitting on, and you both lift it with ease. It just comes right up. You just gonna stand there?
What?
Are you just gonna stand there?
No, go in.
Yeah, go in. All right. So you both climb down the ladder, and at the base of this ladder, the smell, probably right about midway down the ladder, hits you just right in the gut. It smells like rotting flesh. Just absolutely disgusting. And as you reach the bottom, you turn around and you see that there are a few torches lit here and there down in the hallways of this storm sewer. But the more eye-catching and more urgent thing is the large pile of cadavers just at the base of this ladder.
Bob.
Bob starts going down.
Going down the ladder.
Yes.
All right. Same thing. The smell kind of hits you. Kind of throws you off a little bit. It's not something that a barbarian hasn't seen before. But it's still not easy to kind of
You don't know me.
breathe that stuff for anybody. You reach the bottom and you are immediately just kind of shocked by this large pile of bodies and body parts.
Bob just kind of pulls the shirt up over his nose.
All right, to your left, you are at the bottom of the ladder. To your left, there is a single hallway. To your right, there's a caved-in door frame, just rubble and rocks. This is, from what you can tell, not a waste sewer, but more of a storm drain. At one point, and probably still sometimes, a lot of the rainwater that would fall in the city would drain into this particular area, down through the grates, and what you can assume is into perhaps a waterway or something like that under the city. So it's very dark, very wet, dank. Just not a very pleasant place, and it smells of death. Reeks of death. Blood stains the walls. There are body parts littered just about everywhere. Some of them are guards. Many of them are citizens.
Who would do such a thing?
Somebody not nice. And Bob's gonna light a torch.
Okay. Bob lights a torch that casts bright light in 10 feet, I think, and dim light 10 feet beyond that. So you guys now have...
I think it's a little bit more than that.
is it more than that?
We'll go with that for now.
Most lines of sight aren't going to be too far beyond that in this place,
Yeah.
so you should be okay. We'll just say that you can basically see end to end on most of these hallways. Down at the end of the hallway, to your left, you can see that it kind of veers to the right very, very sharply and very suddenly.
Should we go?
Back, Bob.
Bob just kind of shrugs.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
You make your way down this hall, and you notice that there are certain markings in the stone that don't seem like they should be there, like very deep gouges, very deep scratches, something very big, something very kind of violent. Uses this this entryway pretty often. As you reach the end of the hallway and turn right, you see that there's a very large grate in front of you, and you hear a lot of running water. And you can assume that this is where those two grates on the street up above actually lead down to. Beyond that, there's a four-way intersection. And just across the intersecting hallway, you see a stack of crates.
Bob's gonna walk over towards the crates.
Max opens it.
Opens what?
The crates.
Which one? There are three. There are three of varying sizes. There's a large one, a small one, and a kind of closer to the small but medium in size.
The largest one.
You open the largest one?
Yep.
Alright. You open it up and see that it's basically nothing but linens. Roll a perception check.
And while he's looking in that crate, Bob's just gonna look at the outside of the other ones.
That's D20, right? I'm confused
yeah,
as shit.
yeah, it's a D20.
Oh, so 11.
11? Alright, yeah, you
Oh,
ju-
wait. With the +3, so 14.
14? All right, you kind of sift through it for a little bit. You sift through the linens, and eventually you get to a point, probably 3/4 of the way down. There is another small box inside. And this one appears to be a little bit more decorated.
Opens that one.
All right. You open that one. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
So you're gonna roll a d20 and then add the number by Constitution under
Yeah,
saving
so
throws.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Wait, you rolled a natural 20?
D20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 13
Oh.
plus the 10.
Wait,
Huh?
plus 10.
Wait, you said add the Constitution, right?
Add your Constitution modifier. So that's going to be a
Oh.
0.
Never
So you-
mind.
You rolled a 13. Okay. As you're opening it, you do notice that it's trapped, but it's just a little bit too late. You didn't notice that wire. And the lid flies open, and from inside, a small dart shoots out, hits you in the neck, and you take 2 points of poison damage.
Fuck.
Now, that's not too big a deal. You did find about 400 gold pieces inside this crate. And you said you were looking at the outside of the other crates?
Yeah.
All right, roll a perception.
9.
9. You notice that the smaller of the two crates has a brand on it, but it's kind of degraded and you can't really tell what exactly it is. Hey, what up, Chris?
A brand like a hot piece of metal.
Yeah, it's like a hot piece of metal has been stamped onto it, and you can
Okay.
kind of see it's like an insignia of sorts, but you can't really make it out. It's kind of, like I said, chunked up and degraded. But that one is special from the other two.
Alright, Bob's gonna open up that one then.
All right. You open that one up, and it is what? It is a beautiful gold chalice with gems all around the rim, stacked up in a fine velvet cloth. This was a very special piece. Definitely shouldn't belong down in a sewer, but for some reason these riches are stashed here.
Alright, I'm gonna show it to Max. Look what I found.
Huh. That's weird.
And then Bob's just gonna put it in his backpack.
Perfect. All right, what else are you doing?
Was there anything else in that box?
In the small box? No, that was... The small box was probably about, maybe like
Chalice
6...
and bag sized.
Yeah, chalice, basically, yeah. About chalice size.
Okay.
A little bit of extra room, and it had some cushioning behind it, and then the velvet. It's obviously a display case for a shipping and display crate for that actual chalice.
Okay. Actually, can I fit the whole thing in my backpack?
Yeah, the whole thing fits right in there. I assume that you
Yeah.
were just going to cap it up and put it in there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do it that way.
Cool. Anything else? Or are you just going to leave these crates now?
There's no more other crates to open, right?
There's one more crate.
Bob,
Yeah.
you want to open that one since I'm hurt a little bit?
Okay. Bob's just gonna go open up the last crate.
All right. You pry the front of the crate off, and out falls a stack of charcoal. It's basically that and nothing else.
Well, that shit.
Bob's gonna keep digging through it anyway.
Okay. You get to the bottom, and that's it. Nothing. Just wood. Wood and charcoal dust. Actually, roll... roll perception.
9 again.
You find a copper piece.
Bob is very excited.
Max face palms.
I've got a lucky copper.
God.
All right, all the crates have been searched, and you're standing there in this walk-in closet-sized space. Behind you is the direction that you came from, with the grating, and on your right and left are 2 more hallways.
Hey, Bob, you want to go to the right side because the right side's always right?
Okay. And Bob's actually just kind of inspecting his copper with the torchlight and just kind of starts walking straight forward.
Okay. So, walking away from the boxes, you're turning right. You...
Sure.
Well, I was going to continue, sorry.
Oh, okay.
You make your way down this hallway. More blood, more scratch marks. This place has obviously been very chaotically inhabited as of late. And you get to another intersection, this time a 4-way, but in front of you is a rusty gate. On your left, a longer hallway that you actually can't see to the back of. And on your right, a similarly long hallway that you can just make out a little bit of light around a corner. So you see where it ends, but you can't see anything beyond that.
Alright, Bob's gonna take a break from looking at his lucky copper. And kind of looks around. I guess notices the light and starts kind of walking that way.
Alright. You continue down the hall. When you reach the end, there is another gate. To your left, there is rubble, another cave-in. And to your right, you notice a couple torches lit and a number of beds, about 3 on each wall, are lined up, each with a boot locker. All of them seem to have been flung open and rapidly searched through, kind of... just things are strewn about around them. But the beds are all very neatly made.
In the sewers?
Yeah, that's weird, Max.
All right, Max searches around.
Okay. Do a perception check.
17.
17. You notice a handful of coins and a number of small personal trinkets near the closest footlocker.
Grab the trinkets.
Okay.
Give it a bob. Put it in your pouch.
He hands you what appear to be one of them is a small straw doll. Another one is a bone. You can't really tell what from. It's very small, kind of intricate looking. It could be perhaps a part of a skull or a jaw or something like that, and it's attached to a string. He hands you those, and you put them in your bag.
Bob also was wondering why Max wants to keep these.
Sell out. We can get some good money out of that.
Oh, okay. Bob's just kind of standing, waiting on Max.
Is there anything else in this room?
Other than the beds, I mean, I guess roll another perception. If you're just looking around the room, yeah, just roll a perception.
I'm getting a lot of higher numbers. I don't know why.
That's good.
19.
19. So you rolled on your die a 19.
Yeah, what?
You rolled on your die a 19 or a 16 plus 3.
16 plus 3.
Okay, perfect. You don't know how you missed this before, but you look towards the back of the room, and this is kind of... It's on the other side of the torches, so not quite as visible. It's a dark wooden door cast against the dark stone. But other than that, the beds are mundane, very normal. The footlockers are all empty. A few shirts, some pants, wrappings kind of laid out about them. But otherwise, nothing of note or value. You can see there were perhaps paintings on the wall at one point, based on the discoloration of the stone, but they're no longer there.
Huh. Open the door you were talking about.
You're gonna walk up and open it?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Jeez. I love this game. 31?
31.
Wait. Never mind. 20. Sorry.
20. The door does seem to be kind of blocked, but it's definitely not locked. And you continue to push through it. You throw your shoulder into it a couple of times, and on the third one, it eventually swings open. And inside, you see one bed, larger than the rest, definitely with nicer bedding, up against the back wall. There are 2 torches in the room. Neither of them are lit. Other than that, the room appears to be relatively empty. There is a desk on your right, but nothing's really on it.
Bob, come over here and light up these torches with your torch.
Bob lights all the torches.
All right, the room is now very well lit, and you can see that the sheets are in fact very nice. The pillowcases are fine silk, and the blankets are very thick down blankets. The desk has a drawer beneath it, and there is a painting hanging over the head of the bed of a dark elf in dark clothing, kind of looking very sinister, but not really evil, just kind of, I don't know, cold. Very cold look to him.
Search the door. That's.
You're gonna search the drawer?
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Bob just kind of look at the picture.
8.
8. You do manage to actually dodge out of the way of this dart. It's a similar trap to the one before. And as you hear the wire break and the drawer open, you kind of duck a little bit, and the dart shoots right up over your head and ting, off the ceiling.
Oh, I'm lit.
What's in the drawer, anyways?
Inside the drawer, there is several kind of documents, a ledger, and a very nice kind of quill and ink.
Look over the documents and see what they are.
All right. As you look through the documents, you see that several of them are written in a language that you can't understand.
Fuck.
However,
Bob. Oh.
However, there are a few that appear to be letters to people within the city, describing secret passageways and meeting times, things of that sort.
Can I grab these documents and put them in my pouch?
Sure.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Bob,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Bob just shrugs and keeps looking at the picture in the wall.
Bob, make an intelligence check.
15 minus 2. Yeah, 8 or 13.
13. As you stare at this picture, it kind of makes your brain kind of start ticking a little bit. You know this guy looks really familiar, and you know you've seen him somewhere before, but you can't quite place the face, and you definitely can't find a name. But you know for sure that you've seen this guy's face maybe on a poster somewhere.
Bob's gonna take the picture off the wall.
Okay.
Wow.
He's gonna walk over to Max with it and ask him, "Do you know this guy?"
Stares at the picture. Can I do that intelligence roll thing?
Yeah, you can do an intelligence check.
Okay. 15.
15?
Yeah.
You have also definitely seen this guy somewhere, but you're getting kind of the same effect that Bob was getting. You definitely know that you've seen him on a poster before, but you're not sure what for.
Bob, you think we've seen this before recently?
Maybe.
As you took the picture off the wall, you heard a click, by the way.
Click.
Yep. You heard
Where's
a
the clicky
very
sound from?
small click. It came from the wall where the picture was hanging.
Alright, I'm searching around to
Alright.
see if anything opened or moved.
Roll investigation.
3.
3? Yeah. You get down on your hands and knees and you kind of scour the floor. You move up to the walls and you feel around on them. But nothing.
Bob, you see anything?
No. Let me put this picture down and look, though. I'm not gonna try and put the picture back in the wall.
Back on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay. As you hang it back up, you hear another click.
And now I'm gonna look around.
Wait. Never mind.
Roll an investigation.
14.
14. As you look around on the walls, you see that one of the stones has no mortar around it, but it doesn't really make any kind of sense to you other than you see that.
I'm gonna point it out to Max.
Max takes the picture off the wall.
What?
I'll take the
are you-
picture that he put back on. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
it off.
You're gonna take it off?
Yeah.
All right. As you do that, the click sounds again.
Bob, look at that stone thing. Yeah. To do anything?
It's a rock.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
As he took it off and as you heard the click, the stone popped out maybe a quarter of an inch.
Bob, take the stone out.
Moved.
Bob, take the stone out. Try to see if you can take it off or push it.
Bob grabs the rock as best he can and pulls on it.
All right. You achieve nothing.
Wait, did he push it?
Bob gets frustrated and kicks it.
He kicks it. All right. As the stone sends home, you hear a slight kind of grinding sound, like stone on stone almost. You know, past the thump of the kick. Somewhere off to your left.
Bob.
Bob's gonna go investigate the grinding sound.
Okay. To your left, there is almost like a bookcase kind of in the wall that you hadn't really noticed before. Very, very plain. But it is now canted in ever so slightly. Maybe an inch or two on the left side. You notice that there is a small crack now there in the well-lit room. And there is a slight breeze.
Bob's gonna push into the bookshelf.
The bookshelf swings open and clacks against the wall. It is now...
Push.
You said push? Did I not say push?
Yeah, that's fine.
What did I say?
Yeah. Oh, you said it swings open like it's a wall. I figured it would be like into the room.
No, it goes into the passageway behind it. It swings open and kind of nestles into another wall that is now on the right side of this hallway that has just appeared in front of you from behind the bookshelf. And it goes down maybe 2 or 3 feet before turning sharply to the right. It's like just enough space for that bookshelf to actually fit.
Hey, Max, over here.
Wait, what?
Over here, Max. There is a door in the wall.
Don't look at me. Open it.
He did.
I did.
Oh, go in.
Okay. Bob just kind of walks down the hallway.
All right, as you walk down and you turn the corner, there is a small room, smaller than the bedroom, but not by much, with 2 pedestals in 2 of the corners, and in the opposite 2 corners, there are 2 sconces, 2 torch sconces. As you enter, the room lights up, and you see that between these 2 pedestals that are just to your left, there is a marble block, and on top of it, a fairly large ornate chest with kind of a gold trim and a very dark wood.
Max opens it.
Max opens it.
I like how Max is like hiding behind me the whole time and just jumps out at boxes.
I know. All right. You reach down and you grab either side of the lid of this chest and you try and lift it, but it doesn't budge. The chest is locked.
Bob, break it.
Why?
You gotta see what's in the chest.
You just open it.
Wait, what?
You just open it. You don't have to break it.
Wait, didn't he say it was locked?
It is in fact locked.
Yeah, I didn't open it. Bob, open it.
Okay. Bob goes and tries to open it.
All right. Bob grabs both sides of the lid as well. Gives it a good tug. Do a strength check.
13.
13. The lid does not crack open, but you do lift the chest up off the marble for a moment before setting it back down.
This is a strong box.
Uh. I'm trying to think here.
Is there anything else in the room of interest?
No, beyond those sconces and the 2 pillars, it's just the box. This appears to be a kind of a safe room almost.
Bob's just gonna pick up the box and start walking back down the hallway.
Okay.
Maybe somebody else can open it for us.
All right. You take a couple of steps and a small chain tugs at the base of it and actually pulls it out of your arm. Go ahead and do a strength check to see if you hold on to it.
Not a 1.
That's good.
So I got a 7.
7. It tugs it, you go to fumble and catch for it, but unfortunately it is a little too late. It does drop down to the ground. And you're how tall?
Let's just go with 6'2".
Okay, so it dropped from approximately 5 feet if it was under your arm. It impacts the ground at such an angle, having been flipped around by the chain, that it actually cants the lid. It's not open yet, but the lid is a little bit ajar.
Max tries to open it again.
Okay. You reach down, flip the chest over, grab the sides of the lid again, and you rip it open, and I need you to do yet another Constitution saving throw.
KK.
Bob, you do one too.
13.
13?
Yeah.
My dice went off the table. Hold on. $14.
14. All right. You are both in the room as a cloud of thick black smoke fills the room, extinguishes your torch, and starts to choke you a little bit. This is a very, very acidic tasting kind of mixture in the air, and you both take...
I'm guessing the shirt over my face doesn't help.
No, unfortunately it does not. You both take 4 points of poison damage.
Fuck.
Is it 4?
I did say 4. The smoke continues to rise up, and as you're choking and coughing, you kind of look up and follow it out, and you do see that there is actually a grate that goes straight up, and you can see daylight coming down through it very dimly. The kind of grate has been blocked by some things, but there is enough for the gas to actually get out and free you of it. And now the contents of the box are exposed and ready to go.
I'm assuming Max is the first to grab it.
He is the one opening the box.
I have my mic muted. Yeah. I'm grabbing the box.
Okay. Let me just grab a few die here. Okay, inside you find a letter with a wax seal. Never mind on that one. A tome. Very ancient looking tome. With a lock across the front of it. Or a latch, rather, not a lock. So it's not that it's closed and cannot be accessed. It's a very special looking book, and you can tell that it's been cared for very well. It's in almost pristine condition. It has a silk ribbon as a bookmark going down through it, and along the spine you can see some arcane looking runes. You also find a fine bottle of wine inside.
Max drinks it.
Max drinks it.
Yep.
Okay.
Skip, no fucks given.
Roll a Constitution check.
Fuck. 5.
5. You are now buzzed.
Lit!
You will be you'll be rolling No. We'll just let you be buzzed for now.
You better let me be buzzed.
How much of the wine did you drink?
All of it.
All of it? No, no, you're slammed. You're fucking hammered. You're absolutely rolling disadvantage on hits.
Disadvantage on everything.
Yep.
Hey, Bob. Carry me.
Okay.
All right, so you leave the bottle behind. You take the tome and the letter, stash them in a bag, and you head out. There is a small hallway on the opposite wall of the chest that appears to be blocked at the other end. And then there's the way that you came in.
All right. Well, I've got Max over my shoulder. I'm just gonna walk back the way we came in.
Okay. You find yourself... Again?
I'm so lit right now.
It's that damn druidic term. You walk out, you're back into the master bedroom, we'll call it, where the painting was. And you turn into the... You turn into the bunks, the barracks. And as you turn out, your torch is no longer lit, but you do see from the dim light from the two torches that were actually in the barracks, something along the rubble pile at the end of the hallway in front of you kind of skitter away. And it's definitely not a small thing, it's a very large something.
I'm gonna keep walking forward and then relight my torch with the other torches.
Okay. So your torch is now lit. You can see pretty well in front of you, and you make it to this intersection. To the right, there is a gate. To the left is the long hall that you cannot see to the end of.
I'm gonna go
drunk.
down the hall that I can't see the end of.
You're going to go to the hall you can't see the end of. You make your way further down that hall. Perhaps not with the intention of following the form that you saw earlier, but you are in fact following him. You make it down to the locked gate, and then you hear skittering your left. In front of you is more hallway that you can't quite see to the end of.
Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll go to my left then.
Okay, as you go to the left, you approach the grating and the boxes that you searched earlier. In front of you, you can see down into what appears to be a room. No light coming from that room, but you can make out like a chair and some tables. And you now hear the sounds to your right towards the entrance where you guys came in.
I'm gonna keep following the sound.
Okay. As you turn the corner of the L in the hallway, light pours over the ladder where you came in, and the corpse pile now appears to be slightly larger and is kind of moving now. There's something kind of wriggling around inside of it. You hear like sloppy just kind of eating sounds and the occasional crunch of bone.
Is there any place I can set the torch down, or just like
One
on
of
the
the
wall somewhere?
one of the empty sconces on the wall will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just put the torch in there and then get my shield and javelin.
Okay. At the sound of the javelin being drawn and the shield being readied, and of course Max burping and making drunken babbling noises,
I'm drunk.
the pile suddenly stops moving. And a form, you're not sure what, it's very fast, a form shoots up the wall and is now in the cylindrical kind of ladder well where you guys came down. And this ladder's probably 60 feet up.
Bob's gonna walk underneath the exit there and just kind of look up.
As he's looking up into the bright sun of the late afternoon, He sees really not a whole lot, but does notice on the left side of him, just over the corpse pile, little bits of gore and some other fluids dripping down. And he can just make out, every once in a while, a spindly little flash of shadow across the portal up top.
There's something up there, Max.
Go get him, Bob.
After a few moments of trying to kind of look up and discern what it is, a massive 6 foot, we'll call it 6 foot, so it's not massive, but a 6 foot centipede-like creature falls from atop right down in front of you and swipes at you. You manage to make it out of the way of this thing, but it is clearly a very large, not friendly creature. Go ahead and roll initiative. Well,
14.
14, all right. Max initiative.
Wait, which one is that one?
Roll a d20 and add your initiative. So you're going to add a +1.
19.
19. Okay, so Max is going to start off the round.
Let
Followed
him
by
know.
Bob. And you guys are in combat now with a carrion crawler.
How
This-
is that?
A carrion crawler is a giant, kind of girthy, mealworm-looking thing with large tentacles hanging off of its face, big sharp teeth, and pretty funky-looking eyes too, if I do say so myself. It's
Do I know
definitely a
this?
terrifying thing.
Do I know his weaknesses?
Do an intelligence check.
8.
You got an 8.
Yeah.
You don't recognize any weaknesses, but you do know that this is a very dangerous creature.
Ew!
Yeah, that's one of them. This is a very small one. This is a juvenile.
Bob, you better do something.
Okay.
Wait, we can use our spells?
Yeah, this is, you can use your spell. You could have used your
You can do
spells
whatever you
literally
want.
literally at any point in time. You could have used a spell.
Oh. Shit.
Yeah, they're not all combat spells. Like you've got detect poison and disease. You've got jump, druidcraft. You had a bunch of shit that you
Yeah.
could have used at literally any point in the game.
Well, this big shit is not gonna let us pass. Thunderwave!
You're gonna turn and run.
No, Thunderwave.
Oh, Thunderwave. All
Yeah.
right, go ahead. Where are you standing?
Fine.
Where are you standing in relation to the other two?
I was figuring I'd sit him down like against the side of the hallway, kind of a little ways back, not too far.
Okay. So he is behind you, though?
Yeah.
All right. If he does cast Thunderwave, you are going to get hit.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
On top of that, you're in a very enclosed space, and it's going to hurt your hearing.
Yeah.
Can he just go behind me real quick?
Nope. You
Nope,
are in
your
the middle of
turn
casting
first.
it. Yep. He has no movement and no action until you're done.
Wait,
It's fine, Rampy. You're drunk.
Oh,
you
yeah, I'm
you are
drunk.
drunk, which means you
Done.
could fail your Thunderwave.
Fuck! Oh,
No, it's
you know
totally
what?
it's fine.
Fuck it.
Fuck
Thunderwave.
it, fuck it, Thunderwave. All right, go
Here we go.
ahead and
I already.
roll an attack.
That's D20, right?
Yeah, roll a d20
And that's it.
at disadvantage.
So that means you roll it twice and pick the lower number.
Yep, and you're going to be adding. Let me see here. You're going to be adding your. You're going to be adding +6 to this.
Nice. So 16, 22.
22, and then did you roll a second time?
Yeah, 19.
That was the lower one.
Yeah, 16 was the lowest.
22. Yikes. Okay.
Sorry, Brock.
Broccoli, go ahead and roll against his spell save. There's a chance that you can have the damage.
So what am I rolling then?
You're gonna be rolling a wisdom save.
Sorry.
Actually, hold on. This is gonna be Constitution, specifically. So, roll a Constitution saving throw.
22.
22. You take... Awesome. So, you take 1d8 of thunder damage, but you don't move. The Carrion Crawler, however, takes the full brunt. That's 2d8. Actually, what level are you casting this at, by the way?
4.
4? You don't have you don't have any 4th level slots.
What?
You can cast it at 1st, 2nd, or 3rd level.
Shit. No. Slots total 1.
You're casting it at the 1st level? Okay, cool. So, what's up, Rock?
I was gonna say the Shield Master feat has something about for saves where I can take half damage. I can instead just not take damage. I think.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that would apply or not.
I will allow it to apply because it's a pretty obvious attack. It is verbal as well as somatic, so you do hear him casting it, and I'll give you the benefit here. You have the time to turn around and shield.
Never mind. It's only for dex saves.
Only for dex saves, then never mind. You do take 1d8 of damage, but again, you're not pushed any closer to this creature. The Carrion Crawler.
Am I rolling the d8?
Sure, whatever's easiest. I'll have Rampy roll against the Carrion. He does not save, and so our Carrion Crawler takes 2d8 of damage. Rampy, go ahead and roll 2d8.
2d8. I gotta add both of them?
Yeah.
7.
7. Okay, so it takes 7 points of thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet into the wall behind it, and that I'm going to make it take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
You want to roll again for me?
Say again? Oh, Rampy?
Oh, you wait. Oh,
Yeah,
I need to roll twice.
Roll an d8 to damage me.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Did you do the full 8?
Yeah.
Oh god. Alright, 8 points of damage to Broccoli.
No.
That's okay. You can totally hit it.
Alright. Anything else in Rampy's turn?
He has the option to move. I don't think he has any bonus actions. Unless he has a cantrip he wants to use as a bonus action. I don't think he can, though. Poison
I'm just gonna
spray.
move next to Broccoli.
Okay, poison spray and resistance are both one action. So you're gonna move up next to Broccoli?
Yeah.
Alright. That will end your turn. Pushing it over to Bob.
That wasn't very nice, Max.
It was by accident. Okay. I'm drunk.
Okay.
Now pick me up again and tired.
Bob's gonna activate his rage
Okay.
and get stabbing on that Carrion Crawler.
Alright, go for it. Roll your attack.
It's gonna be 2 attacks since
Yeah,
I
roll
have 2 now.
roll the hit.
So first one is 23.
That's a hit.
Second one is 17.
Also a hit.
All right, and then it's gonna be d6 plus 7 damage for each one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Is it dead yet?
So first one's 10.
Okay.
Second one's 10 as well.
Solid. After the shockwave and the barrage from the javelins, you can tell that this creature is still very young and definitely in very, very tough shape. The skin has not hardened yet as it would have on an adult, and it's now bleeding pretty profusely. The carrion crawler is now going to attack at Bob. It's going to hit you with tentacles, or it's going to try and hit you with its tentacles. And that is a natural 20. So that's going to be doubled damage, right? Plus
yeah,
2.
You can just double the dice that you roll too.
Yeah.
More fun that way.
Yeah. We're gonna double these dice up. That is fuck. I didn't write that part down. Are you kidding me? How can you fucking moron?
Probably just like a D4 damage.
I think it is actually a D4, or D4 or a D6. I got it right here.
It was okay.
1d4 plus 2, and it's poison damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote down tentacles and I didn't write down a fucking attack.
Just the name of it.
Yep. Tentacles! So,
Yeah.
we have 5 points of damage on the tentacles, so that's 5 points of poison damage.
Actually, since I'm raging, we're gonna half that.
Okay. So we're gonna round it down, you take 2 points.
Yeah, I don't remember if it is up or down.
It's down.
Okay.
As a general rule, you typically want to round down. So 2 points of poison damage on the tentacles. Next up is going to be... Wow, I didn't write this down at all. Good thing I pulled this up. Is going to be a bite. Actually, since it's doubled, that was 4 points.
Okay.
Now he's gonna try and bite you. That is going to be a 14 plus 4, 18.
Hits.
18 is a solid hit. That's going to be 2d4 plus 2 piercing. For a total of 5 again, so 2 points if it's halved. 2 points piercing.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. I think while raging, everything should be halved except for psychic damage.
Okay. Oh, well, that'll be fun. Top of the
Why
order.
do you say that?
It depends on how you go with the rest of the campaign here.
Good.
Back to the top of the order. Max,
Ah,
it's your attack. What would you like to do?
Nurse's
Fuck.
headache after casting Thunder Wave.
shit.
Yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
you guys, your ears are just ringing. You've basically blown out some eardrums here. Definitely a headache. I'm not gonna call any more disadvantage or anything on you guys, but you really fucked yourselves up.
Okay. What does resistance do?
Resistance, let me look that up again. You touch a willing target, and I believe they gain advantage on a saving throw. But let me double check it.
Wait, which one?
Resistance. So you touch one
Oh,
willing
yeah.
creature once before the
D4.
spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number to a saving throw of its choice.
So I could touch Broccoli or some shit, and he'll do something.
It'll basically give him a d4 of inspiration for a save.
Let me use resistance on Broccoli.
Jeez. Okay. And that is going to be your action. It's a concentration attack, so if your concentration is broken at any point, that resistance is gone. However, I think he's going to soon. All right, you've casted your spell. You going to move it all?
Wait, am
Yeah.
I next to Broccoli?
You're next to Broccoli.
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, Broccoli, on to you. Or Bab.
All right. Bob's just gonna continue poking.
Okay.
Another 2 pokes.
Another 2 pokes. Go ahead and roll attack.
Another 17
17 is going to hit.
and more than 17.
More than 17
Yeah.
is going to hit. Roll for damage.
Let's see, first one is 9.
Okay.
The second one I got a 6. Yay! So 13.
13. Nice hit. Alright, this thing is in real bad shape now. Definitely not happy to see you guys.
And also, I'd like to use my bonus action, I guess, to try and shove the carrion crawler with my shield.
Okay. Go for it. This is going to be a... We'll do a contested strength.
Did you want me to tell you the shove?
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's my athletics check versus either target's athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. But yeah, it'd still be a strength in this case. Very not acrobatic.
Yeah, I just also get proficiency bonus and
Yeah.
stuff.
Go ahead. You probably definitely shoved this thing. It got a garbage roll.
So yeah, 19.
Yep. You shove it.
So can it? I guess I was trying to knock it prone, but I feel like it can't really be prone.
Yeah, it doesn't really go prone. You do push it back a good... let's see. Good 8 feet before it hits the wall again. Doesn't take any damage this time.
Okay. And I'm just gonna move up next to it again.
Okay. And is that the end of your turn?
Yep, and
Oh.
turn.
Okay. We are on to the carrion crawler, who is in sore shape, and out of absolute desperation, it's just gonna lash out with you with those tentacles and really try and finish you off here. That is... That's a 5 and 8. 13.
Miss.
That is a miss. Alright, and now for the bite. 18.
Hit.
18 is going to hit. That's going to be 2d4. Ooh, nice. So that's 10 total of piercing damage, and you're raging. So
Correct.
we'll have it down to 5. And that is going to be the...
Me.
That is going to be the end of the carrion crawler's turn. Back to Max.
Am I still drunk?
You're still drunk.
Jesus, that wine is strong.
It's going to be about an hour before you're undrunk.
Out.
By the way, every time it's your turn again, about what, 6 seconds has passed?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and walking around the dungeon, like, so far you guys have been down here for maybe 15, 20 minutes, tops.
all right. Well, Flame Blade.
Flame Blade, all right. Where you're standing kind of far away for Flame Blade.
Never mind. I can't move, can't I?
No, you can move. You can run
Oh,
up to it. It's within your distance.
All right. So I'm running up to it.
Okay.
Then I use.
You're gonna use Flame Blade.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll with disadvantage. You hit.
15.
15 is going to hit.
19.
You did 19 points of damage.
Yeah, it says. Wait, I had to roll twice, right?
Oh yeah, to hit. So
yeah.
you,
Yeah.
they hit. Either way, you got above 12 or above 13, so you hit.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and roll your 3d6 of fire damage.
2 and a 5.
You get one more. 3d6.
Oh, 6.
2, 5, 6?
Yeah.
All right. You absolutely eviscerate the carrion crawler with this strike. How do you want to kill it?
I'm gonna stab him in his throat and bring the blade down.
Okay.
Stomach.
Down to his stomach.
Wherever.
All right, so you run up past Bob, who's just steaming, raging, covered in gore and blood from the javelin attacks that he's already landed on this creature. You run up past him and you pull the flame blade behind your head. It conjures kind of mid-jump. And as you grab onto it, you thrust it forward into the throat of this big, meaty worm. And as you're falling, you bring it down from right around the throat area down to the guts. And as it splits open, gore just falls out of the chest cavity. Organs, things that it's eaten, there are bones in there, skulls fall out. Pieces of digesting armor all lay at the floor. As you get to the bottom, you withdraw the flame blade. Everything cauterizes, so there's not really a whole lot of blood coming out of the actual wound. But it rears up and screeches, and then falls down onto the gory pile below.
I walk away in slow motion to Bob, and I just come up to him and I said, "I'm lit."
Okay.
Bob is still poking the carrion crawler.
Bob is still completely enraged, ravaging the shit out of this fucking dead body with his javelin. More blood.
Exactly.
More blood just covering his whole body. Carrion Crawler is dead. Congratulations, you have successfully killed your first actual monster.
Easy.
The rats.
The rats aren't monsters. They're creatures.
You basically killed him for no reason. Bad Bob.
All right, so I guess once the rage finally wears off, then I'll kind of stop
Okay.
stabbing.
You're stabbing with fervor for another, couple minutes here until your brain sort of clicks that the fight's over and you start to just kind of slow down. One final stab right through the center. You pull it back out. You kind of take a few deep breaths and you turn around and you look at Max.
We killed it, Max.
A sigh of relief.
I could hear it in your voice, yeah.
All right. Now, having heard that death howl from the carrion crawler that you just killed, you hear a screech further in response. Kind of echoes through the hallways. You're not really sure the location of it, but you know that there's another something down here, something vicious.
Bob, for it? Should we go for it?
I don't know, Max. You're talking kind of funny.
Listen, I'm not drunk.
I'm surprised that you did all that while you were drunk. That was a really cool thing to do while you're fucking out of your brain.
I want to take a nap.
Oh, fuck.
You guys want to stop for a short rest?
Yeah, but wait, we gotta go back up, or can we just take a nap on the beds? That look pretty nice.
You can do it in the beds. I mean, you're not really...
Whoa.
I'm not so sure about taking a nap down in the sewer.
Yeah, I mean, it's the short rest is going to be, we'll call it a half hour.
At the same time, I mean, it is Bob.
It is Bob.
We're just gonna pass that Falcon. Just say, yeah, you can do it.
Well, no, yeah, you can take a short rest anywhere. You can take a long
We could
rest
just do it
anywhere.
right here.
Yeah, you could do it
lay
right
down
there
this
on that
pile of bodies.
pile of corpses.
I'm too tired at all that shit and too drunk, so I'll just lay down on Bob.
You lay down on Bob.
Yeah,
Bob is standing.
never mind. I'll just jump on Bob.
You jump on Bob. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob's just kind of
Hold on.
halfway holding
Hold on.
Max up and confused.
Hold on. Max, roll a dexterity check
Here,
at disadvantage.
that's D20.
That's a d20.
9
Mm-hmm.
plus 1. 10,
Okay. Roll another one.
20.
20. All right,
Yeah.
you're taking the 9. You do go to jump onto Bob, and you kind of clutch onto his pecs from behind, and he wears you as a cape for a second until you just sort of start to slide off.
Fuck.
Once he hits the ground, Bob's just kind of turn around. What are you doing?
Drunk. I'm drunk.
What?
I'm drunk, Bob.
Oh, you gonna take a nap too?
Nap time.
Nap time.
Bob's just gonna try and pick him up underneath his arm and climb up the ladder.
You guys climb up the ladder. I'm not going to say that it's any kind of a challenge for you. Max is he's a pretty heavy guy.
Ha.
So maybe I will make you do a strength check, because it is in his description that he weighs 350 pounds and is 7 feet tall. So go ahead and do a strength.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do a strength check.
I'm not scrawny no more, huh?
No, dude, you're you're hefty.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3. You get about half.
So
you-
8.
Yeah, you get about halfway up the ladder before your arm gets a little too tired, and you know that you're about to drop him, but you're not reacting quite fast enough. And eventually your arm just kind of gives, and
Next.
Max falls about 20 feet and takes 2 points of bludgeoning.
I'm okay. Let me nap here.
Is there a pile of bodies or anything to break his fall?
No, he fell beside the pile of bodies. The pile of bodies is about
Oh, no.
it's about 6 feet away from the ladder.
God, why?
Because you decided to make yourself 7 feet tall, 350 pounds.
And then drink
Wait.
an entire bottle of wine he found in the wreckage.
Wait, do I have any wounds or anything?
Yeah, from that fall, you took 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright, so I'm gonna use cure wounds
You're gonna use cure wounds? Okay.
on myself.
Okay, go ahead and... I want to get some of those, That way, I mean, even for DMing, I could just kind of... Yeah, you get to use the dead emote, Tough. By the way, hi, Kyle. Hi, Frank. I've been kind of ignoring chat in this. I apologize, guys. I think even as a DM, it would be really useful, because then I could just, like, make a page and a binder for each of the characters in the party. That way I could just reference their
Yeah.
spells right there. Okay, Cure Wounds. A creature you touch regains number of hit points that can be cast on self. Equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So roll a d8 and add 6.
D8?
Yep.
10.
Actually, wait. No, I'll give you the 6 because you have several proficiencies that I think would be useful. So you regain 10 hit points.
So I'm good?
Yep.
Lit.
All right. So Bob, are you gonna just kind of hang out on that ladder, or are you gonna climb out? Are you gonna go back down?
I'm just gonna call down. Are you okay, Max?
I'm okay, just let me here. I want to sleep.
You're gonna sleep right there.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm still going up though.
Yeah, just go up there, you fucking scaredy cat. And scared dead bodies, dude.
Okay.
Alright,
So
Bob's gonna climb up the ladder and out.
okay. Max is gonna be sleeping at the bottom of that ladder until you get back. So whatever you do at the top of the ladder, go for it.
I was gonna head back towards Demlin's place.
Towards Demlin's. Okay. You kind of you remember the way back to this manhole cover, so you have no trouble. It's just a few turns, and eventually you're back onto that back alley that leads past Demlin's, and you make your way down the street. It's started to rain a little bit. The weather has changed. You've been down there for about an hour, I'll say. Between just like the messing around and all that. You work your way back through the dilapidated buildings and eventually make your way into the quote-unquote nicer part of Beggar's Quarter, where the buildings are livable or inhabitable, but not blah 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 of blah blah blah's law blog. They're inhabitable, but they're certainly not nice. And eventually you make it all the way back to Demlin's workshop.
Can I still see Demlin around?
Demlin is in the back at the forge working away.
All right. I'm just gonna, I guess, follow the sound and kind of go back there.
Okay. So Demlin is pounding away at a piece of hot metal, working the forge. It seems that he's gotten everything picked up and organized since then, and has started working on a project of, you know, unknown whatever. He's just kind of pounding away on something. Doesn't really notice you walk in.
Hi.
As you say that, he kind of looks up a little startled almost. Oh, sorry, lad. I was really getting into this piece. What can I do for you? Oh, you're the heavy chap from earlier. How are you? Did you find Tokus?
Yeah, he's got a really strong door.
A strong door. I
Yeah.
believe I made the hardware for that one a couple of years ago
Yeah.
now. I should hope it's strong. Well, anyways, have any luck with the job?
Yeah, but I want to take a nap now.
We'd like to take a nap. Well, I can't put you up here in the shop. It'd be a bit dangerous. Hot metal flying around and all that. However, I can direct you down the street. There is a tavern, an inn, just near the fountain, off on the left side there. It's the third building in the circle.
The what?
He sees that you're kind of confused, and he puts a hand kind of on your lower back, because it's about as high up as he can reach, kind of that lower mid-back area. And he kind of pats you on the back a couple times. He says, "I'll take you there myself." And he puts the hot metal kind of off to the side for now. It's still in ingot form, so it's not going to suffer at all being sat out. And he brings you down the street and up to the front of the tavern that you and Max had visited earlier, and sets you right up to the door. And he says, "This is the place that you'll want. You'll want to talk to somebody behind the counter, and once you've done that, ask them for a room, a place to stay.
Okay.
All right? You good? You gonna be okay alone?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course. Enjoy your stay. Come back and see me anytime." And he sort of meanders his way back down the street with no real urgency back towards his shop.
All right. Bob's gonna walk inside and try and get a room.
Okay. You approach the counter again. The place has kind of settled down a little bit. It's a little bit later in the day, which is, again, kind of strange to you. Normally places start to kind of pick up at this hour, but at this point there's a sort of lull. So the barman notices you immediately and says, "Ah, you're the large lad from before. How can I help you?"
I want to take a nap.
"Oh, so you'd like a room?
Yeah.
Well, how long will you be staying?"
A nap.
"A nap? We'll call it 1 day. Very good.
Okay.
Would you like pleasantries, nice things, or are you good with just a bed?
Food.
A bit of food. Very well." And he kind of pulls out a ledger and jots down a few things. Rips out a sheet of paper from the back of it and hands it to a barmaid that's passing by. She goes back into the kitchen, and he continues to sort of write, and he says, "All right, that will be approximately food for a man your size, and the room, small, that will be 15 gold pieces."
Okay. Bob pulls out the coins and starts counting again.
He sort of, as you count very slowly, he's kind of just watching you, and his eyes are kind of wide, like this is happening.
After counting the 15, he hands it to the man behind the counter.
He kind of jolts a little bit, almost as though he was surprised. He sort of spaced out, stopped paying attention to you. Well, thank you. And he puts them away in a container of sorts beneath the counter. And at that very moment, the time that it took you to count out your 15 coins, they had already prepared the meal. The barmaid comes out and sets in front of you a plate dressed with a single leaf of lettuce. Very large, kind of dark one. You assume it's really only there so they don't have to wash the dishes quite as often. And on this plated lettuce, there is a half a loaf of bread almost, a half of a chicken roasted, and a few potatoes that have been steamed. The barman looks over and says, "All right, there's your meal. Would you like a drink with that?"
You don't need milk?
Milk. It's kind of perplexed. Not often does somebody come into a tavern and ask for milk. I can get you milk. He turns around and he goes in the back. You hear some shuffling around.
Bob just starts eating the food on the counter there.
All right. The barman comes back around and drops a pint of milk, a kind of a wooden-looking pint of milk. It's right down next to your food, and he says, "This one's on the house."
Thank you.
So you eat your food. You're feeling a little better already. You're not quite as low on energy. You're not feeling quite as famished, but you're still very tired. You finish your food and ask the barman for directions to the room, and he kind of brings you right up the stairs and turns you immediately to the right to a small door, barely on its hinges, opens it up. Inside is a broom closet-sized room, very small. You fit in it, but only just, with a very stiff mattress, probably planks covered in a little bit of hay and some bedding on it, very scratchy bedding.
All right, Bob's just going to lay down and pass out immediately.
All right. So you fall down and you sleep in relative comfort. Surprisingly, for how crappy the bed really seemed, it's just the right stiffness for your heavy musculature, and you snore and sleep very happily for the next, the next 2 hours. Meanwhile, Max, who is at the bottom of a ladder in a sewer in Beggar's Quarter, infested with rats and probably more monsters than he cares to count. While you sleep, roll... Never mind. You take 1 point of piercing damage. Roll Constitution.
Wait, from what?
Roll Constitution.
Oh. 14.
14. You wake up and brush it away. You have recovered enough of your HP. This is about an hour into it. You wake up and brush away a number of rats that have actually started to gather around you. They've lost interest in the rotting bodies and have moved on to fresher meat.
Wow. Alright. Wake up. Notice Bob is gone. I'm not drunk anymore.
Uh-huh.
I go up the ladder,
All right, you climb up the ladder.
searching around, because I don't know where Bob is at.
Okay. As you make it...
What happened?
As you make it back up to the top of the ladder, you do see that Bob is in fact gone. It's been about an hour and a half.
All
That
right.
counts as a short rest. You can restore... you only use 2 spell slots, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and restore those. And you have all of your HP except for 1 point, which you just took the damage on.
All right.
You're kind of looking around in Beggar's Quarter. It's just as doomy and gloomy as always, but Bob is, of course, nowhere to be seen.
I decide to go back into the city or whatever it's called. The little town I was just in.
All right, you walk through the alleyways, and much in the same way, you notice that the buildings seem to be getting a little less shitty, And so you must be headed in the right direction. Eventually, you find your way down the back alley, and there you hear the ringing of a hammer on steel, and you know that you're near Demlin's shop.
All right. Go up to Demlin. Yo, Demlin, what's up?
Demlin lifts his head from his work, much more attentive this time. I think he's been focusing a little less on his work to avoid burning himself. Notices you and says, "Oh, it's you. What can I do for you?" He's not really pleased to see you as you insulted him the last time.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about before. Also, have you seen Bob?
Bob. Oh, is he your large friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I sent him down to the tavern in the center of town not an hour ago.
Huh. Okay. Thank you. I'll go check that out.
Of course.
Oh, wait, by the way,
Yeah.
I reach into my pocket and remember about the 400 gold pieces that I found. And I decide to be generous and give him 10.
He kind of looks at it. He looks up at you and he says, "What's these for?"
Just to be kind.
He sifts through the coins a little bit, kind of looking over each one. Not really trusting you because you were kind of a dickhole before. And after looking at each of the 10 gold pieces, he takes one finally, bites down on it, and there is a slight kink in it. And he says, "Hey, these are real gold. These geldlings they're old. They're worth more than their actual face value."
Oh. How?
Aye. These geldlings are at least 100 years old. Thank you much. I appreciate it. And he sticks them into a little pouch and sticks them in his jacket and goes back to work.
Holy shit. So that box been there for 100 years? God, I'm fucking rich.
The box hasn't necessarily been there for 100 years, but the coins were minted over 100 years.
Oh, okay. All right. So I decide to go to the tavern.
Okay. You make your way down the busy, bustling street and find your way to that same tavern. And still not a whole lot of people in there. The barman's just kind of lazily cleaning some mugs and things behind the counter. Just kind of waiting for somebody to buy a drink.
All right. Let's go. So decided to go to the barman.
Okay.
And I ask him where's if he's seen Bob coming by here.
And he looks at you and he goes, Bob. Hey, I remember you from before. He's the hulking fellow that you travel with.
Yeah.
Give him a room. He should be upstairs asleep right now. Fed him.
Okay.
Everything's well with him.
Jesus. All right. I'm a little bit hungry myself, actually.
Oh, you are? What can I get for you?
You got any chicken laying around?
Chicken. Aye. We have a half chicken plate. Cost us about 10 gold pieces. Or we have the full roast, which runs you about 15, but is far more meat and is definitely much better seasoned.
Let me get the roast one.
Okay, so he pulls out the ledger again, writes some things down, rips out a small sheet of paper, hands it to a barmaid. She goes into the back, continues writing a few things, and finally looks up at you and says, "That'll be 15 gold pieces."
All right. Reach into my pouch. Get the 15 gold pieces out of the 395 I have.
Okay. You gave him 10.
The what?
You gave Demlin 10.
Yeah, but I had wait, how much did I have before? I had 5 left when I gave 10 to the guards.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hand him over to 15.
Okay. He looks at them. He's not seen coins like this before, and kind of sifts through them. He sees that some of them are regular, and he puts those aside. He knows exactly how much those are worth, and he looks at some of these, and as he goes through them, he bites through each one, and on the third coin, he chips a tooth. He's in a lot of pain. He screams, "Oh, guys are good!" He's just mumbling to himself behind a kind of bloody hand since he's chipped this tooth. You notice that the other coins have a slight kink in them, but this one does not. And in fact, the gold has kind of worn away, and you can see that it's a much harder metal underneath, something with a kind of a gray characteristic to it. And he pulls it out and he says, "This is a fake!" And he throws it down on the table and it bounces up and kind of hits you in the chin.
Ow.
He's furious with you at this point, but he runs into the back to tend to his new wound here. And a barmaid comes out and looks at you, kind of looks at the food in her hand, and then brings it back in. Doesn't serve it to you.
What the fuck? Bro, I'm hungry.
You paid the guy with fake coin.
How about the how would I know?
You wouldn't.
Shit. What are my options?
You can inspect the coin on the table if you like.
Yeah, that's what I want.
So you pick up the coin that he chipped his tooth on, and you kind of turn it over in your hand. Go ahead and roll investigation for me.
17.
17?
Yeah.
You scratch at it with the edge of a small knife that you have, and the gold flaking seems to kind of peel away, and you see a stamping on a piece of steel. This would, under normal circumstances, not have fooled anybody. But back in the day, the coins were kind of similar in weight. Today they're a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller. But they're definitely a little heavier. So the steel coins spent today might seem to someone who has not seen a 100-year-old geldling like a legitimate piece of historical coinage. You then dig into your bag and kind of fumble around the rest of them and go ahead and roll insight.
So there's more coins that are like that.
You're piecing through them right now. Roll for insight.
Oh, which one is that one? D20 still?
Yeah, it's a D20 plus your wisdom modifier.
21.
21. You see that approximately, maybe a little less than, but approximately half of your coins are counterfeit.
Fuck.
So you have minus, you spend some time sort of picking through them, and you can kind of feel between the weight because the steel is a slightly heavier metal than that gold. As you pick through them and set the counterfeits aside, you count about 190 counterfeit coins, meaning that you have 200 or had 210 real ones mixed in with your 5 regular gold pieces.
So I have 215 real ones right now.
You had 215 real ones until you gave 10 of the old ones to Demlin.
Okay, so I have 5. 205.
Yep. You have 205. We'll call it 200 ancient coins. Go ahead and write that on your sheet somewhere, or write it down at some point, maybe in treasures next to Rolex.
So 200 and what? I got
200 old coins
uh-huh.
and 5 gold coins.
Got it. Is anybody near me? Like, is the bartender, like, can he hear me by chance?
The barman can hear you. He's walking right back out of the door.
Okay.
He's obviously very displeased with you for having broke his tooth, but also for trying to have swindled him with a coin that cannot be spent.
I apologize. I did not fake. I found them.
Roll persuasion.
What is that one?
That's a D20 plus charisma. You're going to have it plus 0, so just roll a D20.
15.
15. He believes you.
Very well.
He's still kind of holding his hand.
I'll take the apology. You may not have known that the coins were fake. Where the blazes did you get them?
I got them in the sewers.
What are you doing running around in the sewers?
So, boom. There was this monster down there and a lot of dead bodies. It's too much to tell you. But that shit was lit.
He kind of cocks his head at the phrase "lit." He's not really sure what to think about it, but he just kind of okay and brushes it off.
All right, you adventuring lot are strange
yeah.
folk. But anyways, make sure you get those counterfeit coins out of your purse. They're not worth shite.
All right.
You still owe me
Counts them out on the table.
about 7 more for the meal.
Got it. Takes the 7 real old coins.
Mhm.
And I give it to him.
Okay. He collects them, and you can see that you've picked through the counterfeits on the side. You've put a scratch through each one to note that they're steel, so that the steel shines brightly through, and kind of pockets them. Unbeknownst to you, you have basically overpaid for this meal, but he doesn't care, and you're none the wiser. So the barmaid now brings out your slightly colder chicken than it should be, and sets it down in front of you. And the barman asks, "Would you like a drink to go with your meal?"
No, thank you.
All right. Enjoy.
I start eating.
Okay. You eat your chicken heartily, and when you're finished, kind of set the plate up on top of the bar and sit and wait, I guess, unless you're going to do something else.
I'll go up to wake up Bob.
All right. The barman points you to his room, and you go upstairs. You knock. No answer. Knock again. No answer. The third time you knock, the top hinge, which is the only one actually holding the door on, actually falls off, and the door clatters to the ground. And Bob is laid out on a bed, looks like shit, snoring away.
Hey, yo, Bob, wake up.
Gets up, kind of rubs the sleep out of his eyes. He's very groggy. He's been sleeping for about 2 hours, which is not really an adequate nap for most people, but he definitely feels a little bit refreshed.
Where's it going?
Wake up. We still got stuff to do.
I don't want to.
Get up, Bob.
Hmm.
I'll buy you food.
I already ate food.
Oh, shit. What does Bob like?
Bob just kind of rolls over and turns his shoulder to the door.
You know what? I
The-
grab Bob and I try to drag him off his bed.
Do a contested strength. Both of you roll strength.
So I gotta roll 2 d20.
You just roll 1d20, and then
Oh.
Broccoli will roll it.
18 plus 1, 19.
Max wins.
Damn. So you
It rolls.
you have your back to him. You're not really paying any attention. He kind of takes a step, misses all the creaky boards, lays a hand on your shoulder, and pulls you over. You roll over and fall out of bed with a crash. The rain has picked up at this point, and the room that you're in has a leaky roof. So it's just very slowly and very steadily dripping onto your forehead right now as you stare up at the ceiling.
Now do you want to wake up?
Bob's eyes are open now.
Bob does not sound happy.
I was napping.
Yeah, and I was almost getting eaten alive by rats. Now get up.
You were napping too.
You got a bed. I had a floor in the sewer.
Yeah. That's where you took your nap.
Come on, we gotta go to what's his name again? The guy up there.
Tokus?
The one that's up.
Yeah, we let's go to Tokus. Come on, let's go see Dwellin again. See what he can tell me about these coins and stuff.
Okay.
Now Bob is up and we're going to
Bob.
Dwellin.
You guys are headed
Yeah,
down to Dwellin?
Bob's not happy about being awake.
Okay. You both exit the tavern at this point. The rain is coming down pretty good. And
Can I heal real quick, by the way?
yeah, no, if go ahead and honestly, you could probably just put back all your points because I don't think you took that much damage. You took.
Decent amount.
Okay.
From 58 to 35.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty decent amount. Oh yeah, I forgot you got hit by that poison.
In the Thunder Wave.
The Thunder Wave.
All right.
Oh yeah, you took the full 8 from Thunder Wave. All right, so go ahead and heal up. I gave Rampy all his points back because he has such a crappy point. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's at like 20 something for his total. Rampy, you don't have anything here, so how are you tracking that?
I have no clue.
What was it? It was 11 plus. I'll just roll. I'll say you survived that, you doofus.
I
Alright.
seconded it.
I can fully heal with 2 hit die.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it was a D8. All right, guys, we just made his class today. Oh yeah, you had 5 plus your Constitution modifier, right? You just took the straight 5, or did you roll?
No, I took the straight 5.
Yeah, you took the
Yeah,
straight
right.
5, and then
Yeah.
added 4d8.
So. Well, no, I think he level 1 was 8 hit points. Everyone after that, he just took the 5, so it should be 28 total.
So I have 20
Yes,
hit points.
you're right. You're right. 28 total hit points. Just gonna enter that in real quick. My record. Okay. You guys are all healed up. You're all fed. Your short-ish, long-ish rest was a success, and you're feeling much better. You're feeling very healed.
Speaking of shortish, longish rests,
We want to take a bathroom break.
yeah, take a little 5er.
Yeah, let's take a 5er. All right, and we will be right back with that. We'll be leaving the tavern and heading back onto our adventure.
Yeah, I want to go to Dwellin, his name was?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to go to...
We're gonna take a 5-minute break. So go get a drink, go get
Oh, okay.
some food, go to the bathroom, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk.